Hi, parents. Nice to see you again. I'm having to record this video in advance because unfortunately tonight I'm actually sitting in a graduate school class. Monday nights is when I have class myself, so you are getting a view of me in my basement, which is actually probably where I currently am right now while you might be watching this, as that is where I do my class. So we already have a pretty decent relationship from last year, so I don't have too much to add. But I did want to tell you about a couple of things. First off, you already know that you can email me at any time. I think you've all already received my emails. You're not going to get as many this year as you did last year, but if somebody is falling behind, I will email you guys individually. But otherwise, I'll just try and let you know when we have tests and stuff so you can make sure that we don't get orthodontist appointments scheduled and that sort of thing. And you all know my Gmail address, so there that is. Remind, I'm using Remind again this year. If you want to get on that Remind account, you know you are free to. All 8 students in the class are on Remind. We have a different code this year since it is the AP class, so it's at Baskin1 as the code. And if you've already been in Remind, you know how that works, or you can ask your kid and have them do it for you. The next thing I wanted to say is this class is really, really hard. That is why it's AP chemistry. So it's considered to be a first semester college chemistry course. We've covered a lot of material last year, but we're still covering a whole lot more this year: kinetics, equilibrium, thermodynamics, thermochemistry, electrochemistry. So it's a lot of the application type stuff, and it's a lot of math. So the kids have to work really hard, and it's the first thing off in the morning, and sometimes their brains are a little fried. So that's to be expected. But I do want to have you encourage them to work together, work with each other. That is how I got through 2 science majors in college, is working in small study groups. So they should also form small study groups, which I think they have already. And just continue to work together and work with me throughout the year. We are off to a good start already. We've just finished with our first unit exam, and their unit exams are they are AP tests. So it is a half-length AP test with old AP questions to help get them ready for that full-length test later on. So 30 multiple choice questions and 4 free response questions for a unit exam. And I score it the same way that the AP does. So a passing score on the AP test is about a 50%. So that's kind of the benchmark that I'm using, and the highest score in the AP, which is a 5, comes in at about 75% correct on the exam. So with that, I've kind of adjusted their test grades based on that. And we're going to spend time on our extra bonus mastery block time going over those questions and really digging into why they got questions right, why they got questions wrong, which should be helpful. The main thing that I want to communicate with you, which I've already communicated with them, is that we can only go as fast in this class as the students let me. So there's a whole lot of material to cover, and it is rare for me to get to all of it, primarily because not all of the students are doing the work at home. So if they're not doing the work, then I have to spend too much time in class teaching them things they should be working on at home. But we haven't had that much problem this year so far. So they've been on top of their work. They know that this has been an issue in the past, so they're really cognizant of that, and they are working really diligently to try and make sure that they stay on top of their material so we can cover everything. Because if they don't, then we're only going to get about 75% of the material covered, and then that's going to be really hard for anybody to get the passing scores on the test. So hopefully I will get to see you guys again at back to school night, that's tonight, at parent conferences, which will be, I believe, the first or second week of November. But otherwise, you know where to find me. I am down here in the basement off the cafeteria, and you feel free to stop by anytime. So bye from my basement. See you again.